All right, connection successful. Oh yeah, we are good to go on Rumble. Boys and girls, how you doing? How you doing? Good morning. I am Hat and Beard. This is the Hat and Beard Show. You're Mad Hatter Nation. We got news and notes from around the league before we talk about the Detroit Lions. Guys, yeah, we got to prepare. Oh, we got to prepare. Over there, feller, NFL refs are heading for another lockout. There is a playbook to avoid disaster. Hopefully you got your suit and tie on because we're putting our big boy pants and wading into some grown-up waters. We're reading this article over from MSN. It's the offseason, which means there is some business sides of things that we need to discuss about the NFL and the refs. Yeah, well, you seen the thumbnail, you know why why you clicked on it, and that is the refs. Refs are being clowns. Refs are being clowns. Refs and politicians, very similar. Not good enough to be where they want to be, so they decide to become something that can just screw with everyone. Cannot believe what the refs are asking for. I'm gonna be honest. I think they're being a little whiny, a little petty, a little ridiculous. But what do I know? I'm just a poor. Smash the like button if you agree with me being a poor. And then NFL to begin hiring and training replacement officials. Aren't you glad you pay that premium price for a premium product? We'll discuss. But this is coming to us from the AP. We'll then go ahead and shuck our big boy grown-up pants. Going to zoom back on out here now that we take our grown-up boy pants off. We're going to be talking about Detroit Lions. Yahoo Sports has a thought piece, a little think piece here for us. Should the Lions trade up or down with its first-round pick? Jeremy Reisman, right on. Jeremy Reisman over at Yahoo Sports has a little article for us. Little think piece, little thought exercise going on. Then we're going to go kick it over to Pride of Detroit. The Lions are downplaying the legal concerns of Terry and Arnold. The Lions don't appear to be too worried about TA's legal situation this offseason. Again, Jeremy Reisman doing the work for us here over at Pride of Detroit. We'll discuss about TA, the ongoing story, a little bit of drama. I'll give you my take on it. I'll tell you what I kind of, I realize that at this point, I'm kind of a Brad Holmes stan. But, we'll have a little bit of a compare and contrast to kind of give you guys a little bit of ease with your concerns around Terry and Arnold. And then finally, Tim 20-Man. Tim 20-Man out in Arizona talking with Dan Campbell at league meetings. The Lions are ready to move Penei Sewell to left tackle if needed. We'll see what Tim 20-Man has for us over at DetroitLions.com. He, of course, is the senior beat right over there, kind of the guy. One of the big old heads. Him and Dave Burkett. You know what I'm saying? Kind of some old heads. Hey, old head, what you doing over there? I'm calling my union steward. That man fight for us. I'm calling my union steward. You gonna call him so fast, I'm gonna make their hair spin. You know what I'm saying, guys? I am, of course, hanging out with you guys here, Mad Hatter Nation. How you doing over on YouTube, you guys? Good to see Rick's hanging out. Brandy with the countdown. 23 days until the NFL draft. Oh, man, I can't wait. It's, you guys know. As Lions fans, most of you know that the majority of my childhood, my life, the draft was kind of my Super Bowl. We all longed for the offseason. I still get excited. Though I gotta say, ever since Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell took over, the draft isn't as much fun. Because I'm waiting so long for our pick in the first round. I just sit there and I wait and I wait and I wait. Long gone are the days of a top 5, top 3, top 10 pick. No. We are way in the back end. In Detroit, we're sitting at 17, guys. We have done plenty of mock drafts. It's a good thing. I'm so ready for the draft, you guys. That's what I used to do. Take my vacation the week so I could catch up the draft. Yeah, Jack, you get it, dude. Isn't it absolutely awesome? Hat and Boobs also takes that week off. It's our little like spring vacation together. Also it kind of coincides. That's a good week. Really get after it in the yard, okay? Now, guys, just so you know, we are trying to get up to 900 subscribers by the time of the draft. That's 23 days away. That's a little over 50 or 40 subscribers between then and now. I do think that we can do this. I think we can do this over on YouTube. Damn, look at you over there, big red line guy over on the Rumble chat. 6 of you guys over on the Rumble chat. If you guys could slap the like button, set a new record over there for us on Rumble. You guys are literally going dancing bananas in the chat. That's absolutely awesome. Thank you, big red line guy. If the YouTube guy, we're trying to get 50 over on the Rumble. We're trying to get 900 over on the YouTube. Now, stay with me. Share this around. Share it around with everybody you know. Click that share button. Copy that link down on your clipboard. If you don't know anybody, or if you don't want to admit that you're a fan of the Hat and Beard Show, I completely understand where you're coming from. I don't really like myself either. But, go ahead and do all those things. If you want to engage with the people. What's up, Motown? What up, doe man? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. My mom's hanging out. Rick says, I'm not due for vacation until 2034. Oh, dude, well, I'll make sure to enjoy it. It's extra hard. Just for you, buddy. If you guys, though, you want to hang out with the Mad Hatter Nation over there at youtube.com, you are going to have to put a little bit of foreskin in the game. You are going to have to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to hang out in the live chat. I know you're asking yourself, you're like, hey, guy, what is Mad Hatter Nation? Well, Mad Hatter Nation is, of course, it's you. It's you. It's a bastion of sanity in an ever-growing sea of nonsense. Now, you do need to have a greater than your shoe size IQ to hang out, but that's not too big of an ask, and I do think you get a pretty substantial return on your investment. We call that the ROI. There you go. I just learned you something up there, fella. You got your IQ just jumped double your shoe size. Look at you go. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn that notification bell on so you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. right here at youtube.com. Gotta let you guys know, we're taking Friday off. It's Good Friday. I have to work. A lot of you shouldn't have to work. The world shouldn't have to work. But it's Good Friday. We're taking Friday off because I said so. And that's the way it is because Hat and Beard said so. You know what I'm saying, dude? We're going to go ahead and enjoy the Good Friday. So we're going to just let you guys know we are off this Friday. But you're going to want to keep that notification bell turned on and rung because we're going to be doing, as the draft gets closer. Guys, that first night of the draft, leading up to the draft, you guys are gonna get a little bit more. You might, get a little Hat and Beard tonight, guy. A little, it's like a pre-game show. You know what I'm saying? Just like how we did on Sundays before kickoff. Yo, we're doing a little pre-draft hangout. It's a little Hat and Beard at night with you guys, dude. That night, round one, dude. We will be kicking it. Oh, hell yeah, Brandy. Dropping some dancing bananas in the chat over on Rumble. I cannot encourage you guys enough to head on over to Rumble. We are climbing up the advertising. Guys, I know it sounds silly, but when you look at the actual AdSense rate that they are clipping me out to, that they are billing me, that they're pimping me out to, that Rumble is pimping you, boy, I am showing some ankle, and I'm getting a premium dollar over there. So please head on over to Rumble. You guys subscribe to me over there. That is a free speech alternative. You guys know it. You love it. It's all the things and stuff. All right, I've rambled on long enough. We are now 10 minutes into my opening. Let's go ahead and kick it on over to Jocko and get into the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Heck yeah, dude, Mr. Fig, brother. I sometimes forget, dude, because, to be fair, bro, some of you guys just, show up and you just, integrate. You know what I'm saying? You are just, it's like you've been here this whole time, Mr. Fig. So I forget that you were a little bit of a late arrival. Yeah, man. I like to go do the live thing before before games on Sundays. That's actually the main reason why I go to the 8 a.m. mass on Sunday, is so that I can get home in time to be live for you guys. I think we're generally live from like 11 to noon 30ish during the season, and then of course I typically take those nights off whenever the Lions play on primetime, and we do like a pregame, digital tailgate is what I'd call it. And then so Thursday night, round one. So we'll of course have our morning show. Guys, Thursday is just basically going to be all hat and beard, all mock draft, drickety draft. We'll do our normal Thursday show, full of mock drafts, full of all the scuttlebutt that we can possibly handle about the draft that night, the round one, and then we'll probably go live an hour and a half before the draft starts, just to kind of kick it with you guys, have a couple of beers. I haven't had any booze since the Friday before Ash Wednesday. We're still going to drag that out. It was a Lenten thing, but I'm going to drag that out. I'm going to go ahead and drag that through the finish line all the way to the draft. Full disclosure, have come to the realization, this is going to sound, look, dude, I'm going to be 38 here in less than a week. If 18-year-old me could hear what the hell I'm going to say right now, he'd be like, you corny ass son of a bitch. I don't think I like drinking anymore. I'm going to have a few beers on my vacation during the draft because it's kind of the thing. I don't like boozing for the same reason I don't like consuming sugar now late at night. It impedes my wake-up process, and I cannot wake up and get right with the Lord right out of the rip when I am dealing with cycling out any remnants of booze or sugars in my body. It reduces my efficiency in the morning, and step one of that efficiency level is absolutely getting right with God, and it's impossible to do when your mind is clouded with leftover remnants of alcohol. So I think I'm just kind of bailing on booze. Just entirely. Just like kind of entirely. Like, once in a while, I think is okay. A little bit of, but I'm not one of those guys that can just kind of do that regularly. So once in a while, vacations, I think I might maybe play around here or there. But I think I'm just kind of over it. You know what I'm saying? The machine doesn't run as efficient as it needs to, and we like to be a high octane, high performing individual around here. And 18-year-old me goes, you corn pop ass motherfucker. And I'm like, hey. Corn pop was a bad dude. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had a drink in 5 years, but I have to celebrate soon. Hell yeah, Rick. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't poor, I would be going to Germany. Right on, Brent, dude. That's where we're going to have a super early game this season. Smart Man Hat, the liver will thank you, too. I'm detoxing right now. Mr. Fig, you know what I'm saying, dude? It just feels good to get that, just to start operating at a more efficient level. And it's kind of like, how when you're really, really sick and you kind of take for granted just like your general health until you're really sick and it makes you realize what's going on. Drinking is just poisoning yourself. So until you spend a good chunk of time outside of the effects of alcohol, you don't really realize, you kind of take for granted how efficient your body operates. You know what I'm saying? Like how much better you perform, how much better you sleep, all that shit, how much more money you have, how much better you eat, just in general, the decision making all around. I'm not scrutinizing it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, do your thing. If you want to drink, knock your socks off, dude. That's you, man. Me kind of, it's taken a long time. But we kind of come to that realization. It's an efficiency. It's that INTP brain overriding the system and going, hey there, Buckle. Logically, you better wake up and if you're drinking alcohol there, Buckle, you can't wake up and make your bed and clean your room. And then you're not going to stand up straight like a lobster. And how are you supposed to save your father from the belly of the whale if you haven't made your bed and cleaned your room? Oh, I'm going to troll myself there. I come from a family. Right on, dude. Hell yeah. I only eat meat and smoke organic cannabis. Right on, dude. Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up, Brent. Brent Supreme, dude. That's what's good, bro. That's what's good. Yeah, it's just the booze just ain't good, dude. They're cans of bread if you want to think of it as a calorie intake. You're just drinking liquefied bread. Enjoy those liquid carbs and enjoy shitting that all out tomorrow. The dehydration shits. Enjoy being dehydrated and then shitting while being dehydrated. You go ahead and enjoy that stuff. Yeah, knock your socks off there. Yeah. Not me. Not me. I like to be nice and hydrated. NFL refs are heading for another lockout. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it when I have to pay such a high premium dollar for such a subpar product. In fact, not only is the product subpar, but the refs think so highly of themselves that they are demanding, they're pounding their fists and saying, no, look at how good we are. And I'm going, dude, you suck. All right? It's not just fans being fans, bro. It is you all suck at your job. And something I think we're going to start to see, especially, you can kind of take the NFL referee situation and kind of extrapolate that out onto the entire workforce as a whole. You're going to start to see a massive cultural shift in the workforce, in the work approach to work and refereeing, as you're going to now see an increase in leverage that employers, in this case the NFL, has over contractors, in this case we'll say the referees or employees. You can leverage, to an extent, artificial intelligence to kind of demand higher performance out of your individuals. Now, I'm a pretty lazy guy. Okay. And I like to fart around as much as the next guy. But there is a time and a place, and like if I'm farting around at work, that's generally because the work is done. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people fart around at work because they're trying to avoid work. The refs, they're not good at their jobs. Okay, they're lazy. They're farting around too much at work, but the work has yet to be done. So, to an extent, the NFL is going to say, hey, you have to do better. You have to go to training. You have to be held more accountable. We're going to demand more of you. And the refs are going, no, that's not how we've always done it. But we've always done it this way. And look, I'm as reject modernity, embrace tradition as the next guy, if not more. All right, I borderline come from the Matt Walsh camp of conservatism. Okay, but sometimes you have to look at the market. You're gonna have to adjust accordingly. So with what my point being is that the NFL, the fans, the market is going to be demanding a better product from the referees, a higher standard out of the employer or the employees, out of the contractors. And you can extrapolate that information and kind of apply it to modern workforce, where you can say, hey, with AI, with what will be a population drop-off and a greater demand for skill set, you can kind of hold people to a slightly higher standard now. It's almost like, the rising tide raises all ships, and we used to kind of think that it's like a joyous, like we're all holding hands and singing Kumbaya while the water gradually rises around as well. In this case, with, like the job market, with the referee situation, they're just going, oh my God, we're gonna drown! Well, you know what? It's time to shit or get. I think the refs are being kind of some buttholes, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I just genuinely think that the NFL refs are buttholes. Kind of like how politicians are buttholes, where like refs are typically like, you don't see a lot of like, oh, well, hey, Tom Brady in retirement decided to become a referee. The guy who knows ball better than everybody else, who watches the field better than everybody else, becomes a referee. No, it's like, hey, I bet you Uncle Rico would love to be an NFL ref. If the coach would have just put. If the coach would have just put the ref in high school football, they'd have won the championship. He could still throw football over the mountains over there. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how politicians are too too ugly and untalented to be Hollywood or even theater performers. So they get into politics where they can parade and masquerade around in a theater kid occupied government. It's this nonsensical bitterness. How can I control it from behind the scenes? I'm actually the puppet master. I actually have the power. It's all the ugly loser kids and how they never got to be in the cool kid crowd because they were just not qualified in terms of like looks or skill set. So they just become politicians or referees to stick their thumb on the scale and say, no, I actually have the power. And look, if you want to have that kind of power, if you want to control the outcome of the game, well, dude, you have to be held accountable. Then you have to. You remember during the Rams game when we did that digging into the pool report and how pool reports are actually filed. That needs to go away. This whole a member of the registered pool report organization has to request the home team's press media coordinator to tell the referees that they have to be made available to file a written, not verbal report on the pool report. It's some goofy ass situation. Yeah, that needs to go away. That needs to go away. See, the problem is that the refs go, we want X, Y, and Z, and we want to be treated like the pretty little princesses that we are. And the fans are going, okay, fine. Explain yourself then. Explain yourself. And the reality is 15, 20 years ago even, you could almost still get away with it. But now with the transparency, with the power of the internet, with the borderline digital transparency that can be unearthed through investigation, through internet sleuthing, it's almost a industry standard now, I think, that people who can influence the outcomes of situations, be it sports, be it judicial situations, specifically sports, because there is the open avenue for corruption with money, with gambling, to kind of tip the scales. I do think that there needs to be even more transparency, and officials need to be held ultimately accountable, be presented accountable, be presented to the masses for questioning, and be said, why did you? What were you seeing? How did you not see X, Y, and Z? Does that make sense? Am I just kind of ranting and raving over here? Because I feel like I kind of got a little out in the weeds over here. Man, I didn't even get into the article. My guess is they think they can get away from scab refs because they will use New York more on these calls. Yeah, dude, that's a possibility. What's up, Kane? How you doing, man? Osama Ben Johnson putting it on the Lions today. Let's see, what kind of black magic is he doing? He somehow unearthed that story. Did you guys see that Frank Ragnow? Lions still, as much, God, it sucks, dude. As much as we're like, hey, we're not the same old Lions, still got dickheads like Rod Wood still doing that same old Lion shit. Did you see about Frank Ragnow, dude? Did you guys see about Frank Ragnow? They wanted his money back, just like they did with Calvin, just like they did with Barry. And it's like, bro, fuck you, Rod Wood. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, just like go fuck yourself, bro. I'm a CEO. Dude, you're a fucking dildo with legs, bro. Get fucked, man. What an asshole. Lions fans continue to cry about missed calls last season. DK Metcalf not getting thrown out. Such a sad story. I don't know, man. DK Metcalf's a bitch, dude. Preparing for AI ref. You know, Rick, bro, at this point, just give me Optimus. Give me Optimus refs, dude. And like, I don't know, man. I know that I have like not the most technical understanding of it. Like I have a rudimentary understanding, but like, how is it that we can't have light gates on end zones and uprights and sidelines? Okay, how do we not have light gates to determine whether players are in, out, if the ball broke the plane? You know what I'm saying? Like that I no comprende, mi amigo. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking, jeez Louise, I got to move it right along. We're going to skip that part. We're just going to talk right here. The NFL is set to begin hiring and training replacement refs. Call Elon. Optimus ref reporting for duty. The NFL is moving forward with its plans to begin hiring and training replacement officials in the next several weeks because negotiations with the referees union has been unsuccessful. Two people with knowledge of the discussion told the Associated Press, look at us with our big boy pants on. I put my big boy pants on. The league and the NFL Referees Association have been negotiating a new CBA since the summer of 2024. The current CBA expires January, February, March, April, May 31st. So just a little over 2 months from now. The NFL has increased its offer to 6.45 annual growth rate in compensation over the next 6 years. But the NFLRA wants 10% plus $2.5 million for marketing fees. Wow. You want 10% every year over the next 6 years. Yo. You see what I'm saying, dude? You see what I'm saying about this? You see what I'm saying? 10% every year, bro? No, I get it. I get it. The NFL, Roger Goodell says we want to be what, $30 billion or no, a 20 it was a $28 billion industry by 2030, something like that. NFL got money. And look, here's my thing, man. I will give the refs this exact same contingency, or what's the word I'm looking for? Asterisk to if then statement. All right, this is the same thing I got with fast food workers who want, $20 minimum wage, right? All right, check it out. When I talk about the fast food wage, I'm like, bet, dude. I'm fine with that. You can have $20 an hour. All right? You can have $20 an hour for every single hour that you and your entire team have a perfect order. No missed toppings, no returns, no missed food, no orders the wrong size, nothing wrong. The drive-through line hits its timelines at X, Y, and Z. But the minute that you fuck up, if you want to have a high premium value, you have to provide a high premium value, right? So the minute the first, look, dude, minute 59:45, and you send out a McDouble that got pickles and they wanted no pickles. Damn, that whole hour you guys just wasted, back down to $6.50 an hour. Do better. Same with the refs. Bet. All right, bet. 10% every year. Fine, bet. 100%. NFL puts in a caveat. Caveat, that's the word I was looking for, caveat. You can get your 10% every year that you have games where the NFL, this is where the NFL can go ahead and do that. They actually have a road to this now that I think about it. So you know how the NFL has their own independent agencies change NFL players. Remember we watched that Flemlo video about the insurance claims, about guys getting their health insurance claims, and doctors will go through and rescore it so that they don't hit the threshold to get their insurance payouts. The NFL fine says, okay, fine, bet 100%, 10%, pfft, easy peasy lemon squeezy, bro. 10% every year. We're going to have our own panel review every single game. And if we deem that you missed any calls, made bad calls, botched a call, blew a call, had any type of public backlash that the NFL deems you cast us in a negative light, 3%. Do better. Premium dollar value, premium product. It's pretty fucking simple, dude. It's pretty fucking simple. Am I off base? Here, Mad Hatter Nation? 10% AI would cost less than 1? Exactly. They're negotiating with billionaires. Exactly, dude. They don't get it. They don't get it, bro. Rick, they don't get it, dude. They don't get it, dude. Cannot be any worse than the gambling refs. That, dude, right. Oh, exactly. Exactly, Brent. Like, check this out, dude. Check this out. So I use, Chat GPT. I've fucked around with Claude. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be transitioning over to Claude here pretty soon, because Chat GPT is just kind of fucking gay. But like, I don't know, man. I'm so used to it, right? Here's the thing with AI, dude. At least after a certain amount of bantering with AI, you can get it to go, yes, I was wrong. Like you can show it and generally prove it, and it'll be like, yep, I was wrong. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that, that does anything to have someone go, yep, we fucked her there, bud. You know what I'm saying? But at least it's better than what we get now. You know what I'm saying? Now we have refs that just go, no, what I said was right. What we seen was right. How dare you question me? I wear a little white hat. I wear little white pants. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, get bunch of buttholes. Damn it, we got unfocused. Come on there, bucko. Get focused. There we go. Alrighty, dighty. Man, you know what I'm saying, though, dude? AI can be adjusted to not call ticky-tacky holding. See, Brent? Exactly, dude. AI can at least be kind of adjusted. The refs are just like, nah, man. No. Dan Campbell called me a butthole. So Taylor Decker didn't report as eligible. The AI at least would be like, yes, you were right. We got it wrong. Not going to change anything, except for we're going to go, well, fuck. At least it admitted. You know what I'm saying? F the Bears, 100%, Brandy. Something needs to change. I agree, Mom. I agree. It would kill the tush push without a rule change. False start. 100%, Rick. Yeah, dude, bro. If you had sensors and light gates and shit like that, because, dude, this is the thing. All right, guys. We can tell when the ground vibrates on the other side of the globe because of sensors. I'm pretty sure we can figure out if a ball flinched. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we can do the same with that, dude. And like I say, with light gates, you can tell if a player broke the plane. You can tell if a player was inbounds, all type of shit, dude. And I don't want to hear, oh, they're gonna be weighted down, dude. They're not out there running around with a fucking Ghostbusters backpack on, dude. We're not talking about sensors and stuff. We're talking about light gates, digital light barriers that, when the threshold is broken, engage a PLC. You know what I'm saying? I've been nerd calling for AI refs for years, dude. Yeah, dude, bro, like. Here's the thing, dude. It'll never be right off the rip where they're just like, all right, AI refs. But, dude, like, they're going to have, like, I think maybe AI assisted video reviews are totally a thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing with robots, dude, is that, like, I can't say this with certainty because there are no certainties, right? And I realize that no matter what I say, people are going to say, well, X, Y, and Z. The reality is with robots operate within their rules, dude. And when you give an AI, this is the hard line rule. This is pass interference. This is holding. This is X, Y, and Z. It doesn't look for variables. It says, okay, A plus B equals C. Player did A after 5 yards, B, that equals C. Does that make sense? There is no like, well, he didn't quite put his hand on. The AI is going to be like, nope, hand, engaged, 5 yards, pass interference. Does that make sense? There isn't the variance. There isn't a variance, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. You know, that's ultimately what people freak out about. Why have this morning I turned into a fucking stuttering Fred Armiston from Portlandia? Nance, get the gear, Nance, Nancy, Peter. That's who he was. Peter and Nance. Why have I turned into Peter from Portlandia, dude? What the fuck, man? I can't stop stuttering all morning, bro. What is going on? Didn't a ref come out and say that some refs just throw flags so they can get on TV to feed their egos? Brent, I cannot tell you that I know that for certain, but I feel like I've heard that as well. I feel like I've heard that. So take that for whatever it's worth. I know a guy who says he feels like he may have heard that. Like, that sounds right. What's up, Art? What's up, dude? Too many refs want to inject themselves in the game. Yes, dude. Yes. That's what I'm saying, bro. They weren't talented enough to get into the league, so they're like, hey, how can I get on TV? I'm just going to be a portly fellow, and you know what? You guys wear your uniforms. We're going to wear stripes. Vertical black and white stripes. And I'm special because I wear a little white hat. I'm like the Pope. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like the ego on these guys. The ego on these dudes. That they're like, okay, we're all going to wear special little hats like we're religious figureheads. And the one who calls all the shots, the one who talks into the microphone that everyone has to listen to, he gets to wear a special hat. He gets to wear a special white hat because he's special. Like, what the fuck, bro? Dude, they're buttholes, dude. They are egotistical buttholes, bro. Just give me Elon bots. Elon bots, dude. Just give me Elon bots, bro. I think people will just shift to suspecting AI programming for the same way. Snake, yeah, there is that possibility unless they let the code just be very open. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they could lock it, but... So I guess, and okay, now, all right, Snake, I'm going to be very, very honest with you, bud. I am wading into waters in which I know very, very little about. I guess the only way that you could have a acceptable form of AI officiating to where the fandom would be open and accepting of it with understanding that the corruption would not be there is you would have to, and this is where I'm I don't know, I'm speaking on things that I don't know very much about. You would have to somehow have the AI code be connected to a blockchain similar to Bitcoin, where you can see and track any and all changes back to an individual. So by doing that, you would have to do away with anonymity. And you would have to then, if it is open to the internet, that would mean doing away with internet anonymity. Or you would have to have people like the kid from Doge, like that big balls kid, who is totally okay with people on the internet knowing exactly who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately somebody's going to have a bone to pick with you, and somebody, again, this is all about accountability, refs being held accountable for their bad calls, which is why we're bringing in the clankers, right? That's the whole thing, the accountability. You're going to need some form of transparency. Ultimately, any programmer of that AI, any code that was written, anyone who put their dirty little dick beaters on a keyboard and hit a keystroke into that AI would be at some form traced back and held accountable to some raging lunatic asshole. So, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's a really good thought, dude. I you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how that works. That is the most Luddite speculation that I can give you using very vague terms. See, the college games go smooth with few blown calls, and the NFL gets worse all the time, so there is outside influences on the games. Preach, Jack, preach. You'd be fooled to think them refs don't have a fandom too. They're human beings. We all have bias. Yeah, dude. How many guys are officials in the NFL? They're like, dude, I'm an NFL ref and I hate the game. I don't know the game. I don't like it. I love dressage. I am a huge dressage fan. Me and my wife met at a dressage tournament. In fact, I love dressage so much that what's that thing where they play with stick horses? Pretend horse or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Where them Disney adult, too many gum to the teeth ratio fucking girls who got them crazy eyes play around with the sticks on horses, dude. That's what refs do in their spare time, dude. Yeah, they don't like football, dude. They love pretend horse riding, but even more niche down, they love pretend stick horse dressage in their spare time. Yeah, of course they have biases, dude. You know what I'm saying? Mental facility. Yes, exactly. Preach. Yes. I'm also pretty ignorant to this level of technology. I'm just saying complainers will find areas. Yeah, no, Snake, you're 100% right. And that's why, like, I was just kind of going, that's what I'm saying. Like, ultimately, somebody is going to be held accountable. You use the word complainer. I use the word psychotic lunatic. At some point, whoever was affiliated with the code, like you think refs don't get death threats? You know what I'm saying? So whoever is affiliated with the code, some degenerate is going to gamble away their house on DraftKings, and they're going to blame a guy who wrote code, and they're going to try and hunt him down because they're going to have transparency, and they're because we live in incredibly crazy world right now with an incredibly psychotic populace. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dude, I'm pretty ignorant too. That's why I was just like, I don't know, man. I guess you'd have to have some kind of like blockchain affiliated with the code. I don't know, man. I guess, dude, if you wanted to have a more interesting take, someone who could probably speak more to this or at least have a better thought on it would be Ian Crossland from Timcast IRL. Probably be someone who could talk more on that technology than I could, but I don't know enough about it, dude. I'm just trying to not gamble. I'm trying to not gamble anymore, dude. I did about 3-4 weeks ago. I uninstalled DraftKings, so we're doing what we can. We're doing what we can, though. So all right, let's go ahead and shift gears, dude. We talked enough about the refs and their buttholery. Let's talk about the Lions. We got about 20 minutes left of the show. Go ahead and hit your oil can, fellas. Smash that like button. Share this video around with all your friends. If you're not already, could you subscribe to the channel? Hey, there are 9 of you down in the Rumble chat. Look at y'all Rumblers going on. What is... I don't know. I do not understand. Y'all, simp and salad potato. What is Azteco? Tiffany, you did the same thing. Y'all be saying this Azteco thing, man. I don't know what kind of tacos you're talking about, dude. And Andromeda. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. I'm a Luddite. I'm an idiot. But yeah, there's 9 of you over in the Rumble chat. Stay with me. All right. It'd be cool if we had 9 likes over there on Rumble. I know yesterday we had some tech issues, but what do we got going over here on YouTube? We got 11 of you over on YouTube right now. Go ahead and hit that like button for me, all right? Go ahead and hit that like button. That'd be the cat's pajamas. Hit that share button. Copy that link down on your clipboard, all right? You still with me? Still with me? All right, guys. We're on the back half of the show here. We're going to just slide on through this little article here. The Lions got the 17th overall pick, and with the 2026 NFL Draft under a month away, shout out Brandy, 23 days. General Manager Brad Holmes is likely narrowing his options at this point. His primary goal is to evaluate talent and find the right fit for the team. However, maneuvering around the draft is also very important to maximize the value of each selection and ensure you've got the best chance to acquire the best talent. This might not be a draft, though, where we go best player available. We talked about it yesterday. Shout out Brent Supreme. Talked about it, after rounds 2, we could get into round 3. There are some players in round 3, but after rounds 2 and 3, your defensive end and your tackle rooms are looking pretty scarce. And you don't like to draft by need, but this would be kind of the class to snag them players, dude. You know what I'm saying? Should the Lions trade up, trade down, or stay put at 17 overall? The answer, in order, are to stay at 17, trade down, and trade up. Yeah, I like that too. I like sitting at 17 waiting to see who falls. And if our guy ain't there, well, hopefully, shout out again, Brent Supreme. All the scuttlebutt is not a lot of teams looking to trade up this year. Right now, things slide around a little bit. People kind of maneuver. I'm telling you, if you're looking at a situation, if for some reason, like a Mansour Delane slides to 17, you might get a couple of suitors kind of going after a guy like that. But if you're getting the situation where it's, Keldrick Falk, kind of like yesterday, Keldrick Falk and then a bunch of the tackles that we want. We got lucky that the Chargers wanted to pick up a call and we were able to move 5, right? It wasn't too aggressive, too bad of a slide. But that's a little bit of a gamble. Personally, if we're going to stay put at 17 and Folk is there, you guys know me, dude, unless we're getting some really good offers. If the board doesn't fall their way, trading down would be a great consolation prize. Much like their approach to free agency, filling the roster with a bunch of cheap players is a great way to afford the expensive core of the team. That's what we've been doing, right? That's why Brad Holmes loves to build through the draft. The more picks you get, the more opportunities you have to add cheap talent. Given Holmes' recent tendencies, trading up, a big trade down could help offset some of those aggressive tendencies that have left him with fewer draft resources. So we don't have a 3rd-round pick. As for trading up, don't get me wrong. I understand the appeal. Detroit says they don't want to mess around with fixing their offensive line. They could get a top-tier tackle in the class, or Detroit says, could get a top-tier tackle in the class with an aggressive trade up. That would pretty much wrap up fixing the offensive line for now and the future. But I think this tackle class is 5 or 6 players deep when it comes to starting level talent, and sacrificing opportunities to fill out their fringe needs, edge, Linebacker, no. Safety, nose tackle, no. Doesn't feel like the best use of resources to me. What are your thoughts on Detroit's first-round pick? Just real quick, Brent Supreme, that made me think. How many tackles do you have graded out as starting level right off the rip? I got 4. I got 4. I'd say Myauga. I'd say Fano. I'd say Freeling, and I'd say probably Finkel is Einhorn. 5 if you want to talk about Walake Miller, but he's pretty much guaranteed right tackle status. And I know that Fano has them short arms that you can't stand. How many guys you got graded out? I'd say 4 or 5. They got 5 or 6, so same wheelhouse. What's up, Carrie? How you doing? What's up, Sticks? How many Mexicans does it take to screw in a light bulb? Just one. Ha! Nicely done, bro. No one's looking to trade up. It should be cheaper to trade up. Hey, you know what, Rick? That's not a bad thought. No one else is. Might be easier for us. I'm not convinced that we're going O-line in the first round. Well, we didn't yesterday, and it worked out for us. Finkel is Einhorn. Fell to us at 50. We could have also grabbed fucking cat hair flying around. We could have also grabbed Gunter Dunker, my guy Jennings Dunker out of Iowa. But you know what, dude? Based on what Holmes said, he's really high on Larry Borum. And if you look at Larry Borum's last 8 weeks of the season, he played at an outstanding level. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. He didn't play bad. It's not pretty. It's not like you're not like beating your meat over Larry Borum being your starting right tackle, but I guess this is a ridiculous comparison. But who would you rather have at this point at starting at your right tackle? Larry Borum or Colby Sorsdahl? I know that I just gave you like a delicious hamburger versus like fresh poop comparison. Like, which do you want to eat, a delicious hamburger or fresh poop? But hey, that's what we're looking at. Detroit's downplaying the legal concerns for TA. That's a good thing, guys. In February, an alleged kidnapping and robbery took place in Florida apartment. Prosecutors paint a crime as a retaliation for a robbery that took place in Arnold's Airbnb last week. Text messages that were sent during the incident were released to the public, and Arnold's name was mentioned 9 times by alleged perpetrators, potentially linking him as a co-conspirator. Oh, conspiracy, some fuckeries afoot. However, and I do mean how and ever, Arnold's attorney, Tim Jansen, that's kind of a tongue twister, Tim Jansen, you want to say Jim Tansen. Tim Jansen believes those texts prove nothing. That proves nothing! And maintain Arnold's non-involvement in the alleged crime. Quote, claims that Mr. Arnold was at the center of a text message communication related to the incident are entirely misleading and reflect a gross negligence in accuracy reporting the facts. In other words, fake news. In reality, the collection of messages in question consists of more than 300 individual texts. Within that volume, Mr. Arnold's name appears only a handful of times, approximately 5. And only in passing references by third parties. Well, if we know anything about people in or around Terry and Arnold, it's like that they like to pass on them. At no point do these messages demonstrate that Mr. Arnold was directly involved in any conversations related to the alleged conduct. Well, TA, maybe we can use this as a learning experience. And just as you are in the vicinity of, perpetrators and bad things happening around you, just as you did this time, maybe keep your dirty little dick beaters off. You also keep your dirty little dick beaters off of opposing wide receivers. And if you're able to keep yourself out of this mess, I think you should keep yourself out of pass interference messes this next offseason. Team President Rod Dickhead Wood told the Detroit Free Press that they met with Arnold in person after the allegations went public, and they, quote, grilled him about the situation. How dare you? I hope they... Look, do you think they served Terry and Arnold rare, or do you think they went for probably more of a well done? Rod Wood is a dickhead. I imagine Rod Wood likes his Terry and Arnold well done. It's a fucking monstrous thing to be grilling and eating Terry and Arnold. What a fucking psycho. During the collective podcast last week, GM Brad Holmes didn't have much to say about the incident. I'm just more of a, let's call it a pessimistic planner. I just like to prepare that for myself for that. I'm not saying that something is going to come out the worst, but that's how I prepare on all situations. But I always hope for the best as well. This offseason, Lions were able to bring back Rock Ya-Sin and adding Roger McCreary and Christian Eisen. Campbell believes that Detroit's cornerback room is in a good place. Well, let's hope so. Getting Rock back was big for us. That's not why we re-signed him. What happens if? That wasn't the thought. But if it happens that way with Terrian, or you talk about insurance, certainly we'll need to be able to fill out somewhere with depth. Campbell said, but look, we've still got DJ Reed. We like Enos the Penis, Rakestraw, Breakstraw. Rake's coming back. I know it's unproven right now, but he's had a good offseason at this point. And we've got Rock and McCreary, so we've got some things there. I don't know, man. I don't like the offseason bullshit with Terry and Arnold, but I'm not gonna get too worried about it. You know what I mean? Until there's more than just, the fake news of, he's linked to this, he was in this, his name appears in text messages. Yeah. And what is the context around those text messages? You know what I'm saying? Just because someone's talking about you doesn't mean that you were involved. You know what I mean? So you don't like to jump to conclusions, but let's go ahead and like Brad Holmes said. What is it he said? I prepare for all situations, but I'm just more of a pessimistic planner. Let's be a pessimistic planner. Let's plan for the worst and hope for the best. I'm going to assume that this is going to be a little bit of a nothing burger. How we feel about TA, Mad Hatter Nation. Unless TA is actually charged, it's a nothing burger. Exactly, Rick. Exactly. And even if TA is charged, the league wouldn't punish him until the court case was done. Yeah, Brent. And the thing is like, we know that the league doesn't really care. The league doesn't really care about criminal activity, let's be honest, guys. And, I mean, hell, if the league was going to entertain the idea of letting Henry Ruggs come back into the league, I don't think you were looking at anything other than a fine from TA if he is involved. And like you say, the league won't do nothing until the court case is done. The court case will be suspended as soon as training camp kicks off, if they were even planning on having it move forward this calendar year. It'll be drug out. And look, guys, it doesn't matter. It's a moot point because winning is the best deodorant. I mean, Ray Lewis, allegedly Ray Lewis did allegedly Ray Lewis things. But winning a Super Bowl really made that kind of disappear. And when the Lions, proceed to go, 17-0 and then, win every single game in the playoffs by having no points scored against them. And TA has 27 interceptions and 12 of them returned for touchdowns this year, like playing Madden on rookie mode. It'll cover it all up, and we'll all forget about this. You know what I mean? It'll be a moot point after the season that TA is about to have. Exactly, Rick. Exactly, dude. TA was on the chefs. Nothing would happen because he's a Lion. I would not be surprised if Goodell tried to make an example. Oh, Jack. See, here's the problem, Jack. Here's the problem with what you're saying. You're probably not wrong. That's the problem, dude, is you're probably not wrong. Shit. Oh, man. And yeah, dude, exactly. It's all about how what you bring to the league, how much revenue, how much your name is, how much your jersey sales, how many eyeballs you draw on the league is how much of a tallywhacker slap you're going to get. All right, guys, we're going to finish today talking about Penei Sewell moving to the left side. Make sure you slap that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we go live. It's going to take the thinking out of it for you. It's going to send you a notification right to your phone. All you got to do is hit that bad boy. It's going to bring you right here. It's going to bring you right to YouTube, right to Kick, right to Rumble. Don't forget, I see you down there, Kick. We got double-digit subscribers or followers or whatever it is over at Kick. I see you down there. But, guys, make sure to head on over to Rumble. Check me out over there on Rumble, guys. Still with me? Still hanging in? All right, guys, we're still partying. All right, Lions ready to move Sewell to left tackle if needed. Tim 20man says, if you're asking me, I'd like to move him, Dan Campbell said this week at the annual league meeting. Hell yeah, we are ready to do that if need be. I don't know. I don't want to say right now, but I'm going to commit to that. We are ready to do that. You guys remember Sewell played left tackle in college at Oregon before moving to the right side upon joining the Lions as a 2021 first-round pick and the foundationary pick of the monumental rebuild of one of the worst franchises in sports history, Penei Sewell. Look, Brad Holmes came in and said, we're going to do this. We're going to do it right. I'm going to build this from the bottom up. Give me the strongest block that I can build my foundation with. And he said, Penei Sewell. Blop! And he plopped him down right on the offensive line. All I'm saying, guys, about this time, 2050, we'll be talking about Penei. First ballot Hall of Fame, baby. Best offensive lineman in the game right now. It's all said and done. He might be one of the GOATs, dude. All he wants is a couple of days to work his left-handed stance a little bit, Campbell said. It's a little bit of like riding a bike for him. He'll be fine. He'll bank some reps, and he'll be able to do it. He gives us that flexibility. After thinking about it this offseason, Campbell said having an all-pro player like Sewell covering quarterback Jared Goff's blind side is a security blanket. You can get behind. He likes that. Just knowing that Sewell is back there with Decker, what Decker's been able to do for all those years, you'd see some of those where he's able to anchor, and Goff and Decker are back-to-back. He makes those throws, Campbell said. He steps up, and there's a security blanket there subconsciously. I just think to know who's back there and to feel like, okay, even if I feel that linebacker, I'm good. I just think that brings a little extra security. The Lions signed veteran tackle Larry Borom in free agency to compete for a starting job this fall, but most of his work has come at right tackle. The ability to be flexible with Sewell gives the Lions the opportunity to start the best two tackles, whether that's Sewell with Borom and Sewell and an upcoming draft pick, or Sewell and another pairing. Quote, it's big, Campbell said. You don't get that everywhere with every player. It also shows how special Sewell is. And he's done it. He's done that before and played left before. There was a little rust maybe at first. He's going to be fine. The guy is phenomenal, and he's going to work on it until he gets it the way he wants it, where he feels like the right side. And if you guys remember, Penei Sewell played left side, I believe his first 3 games as a rookie because Taylor Decker was hurt. So, am I reading this wrong? Penei Sewell's gonna be our left tackle, right? And not to be that guy, that was the plan all along, right? I mean, the plan was to just play him out of position at the right side, where he became the best offensive lineman in football, playing out of position. Until we had our way with Deck, until Deck was done, either retired or we said, we're done with you. Can't play no more. Nobody wants you. You're an old rusty tin can. You're broke down. Go retire. Go play in the UFL. I don't know. Put the fries in the bag, dude. We're moving Penei to the left side. And now the future is here. Let us go. Let us draft an offensive tackle. Let Larry Borom be a mentor. Let Larry Borom be a utility offensive lineman player. Let Larry Borom be a luxury piece that we don't need because the Lions trade back to 28 and draft Blake Miller, picking up a future second-round pick and getting back in the third round this year. Would you be mad at that? Some food for thought. How do we feel, Mad Hatter Nation, as we wrap up today's show? He does need to address his off-season life and People's Association. Take a page from J-Mo. Exactly, Mom, 100%. That Ray Lewis cartoon where he joined the Lion King, I swear I didn't. That's awesome, dude. Saying for a while now. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. 100%, Rick. 100%, dude. Rashee Rice was suspended well over a year after his crimes. Exactly, dude. Exactly. And that's the thing, dude. The Chiefs, and that's that Andy Reid effect, guys. You look into Andy Reid, you figure out he covered up a bunch of bullshit for his murderous son. Oh, I didn't say that. Allegedly. Well, that's going to be it for today, guys. I appreciate all you here at YouTube who bothered to party, engage in the chat. Obviously, you had to put a little foreskin in the game, a little ROI on that bad boy. There's been like 8, 9 of you consistently over on Rumble. Man, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome, Rumble. I see you guys. I see you. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that notification bell is turned on so you can be notified when we go live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. That's right. We're Monday through Friday, except for Good Friday. We're Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. right here at Rumble, YouTube, and Kick. I've been Hat and Beard. You've been an attentive audience, guys. Until tomorrow morning, have a good rest of your day. Bonga bonga. Frig off.